Have you ever felt like the term AI agent is just everywhere, but no one's actually handed you the blueprint? Well, that all changes today. We are going to break down the entire concept step by step using the official guide from OpenAI themselves. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
Okay, so first things first, what even is an agent? Honestly, the best way to get it is with this analogy right here. A regular app, that's like a bicycle. It's powerful, for sure, but it only goes exactly where you steer it, second by second. But an AI agent, that's a self-driving car. You just give it a destination, a goal, and it figures out all the turns, the traffic, and the best route all by itself. And to make it official, here's the definition straight from the source. An AI agent is a system that independently accomplishes tasks on your behalf. And that word independently, that's the whole magic trick. It's not just a passive tool. It's an assistant that actually takes initiative. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to cover the agent's core blueprint, then how you actually put one together. We'll also look at building a whole team of agents, why safety guardrails are crucial, and we'll wrap up with your call to action. Let's do this. All right, let's get into the good stuff, the agent's core blueprint. We're basically going to pop the hood on this digital assistant and see all the moving parts. And you know what? It's probably simpler than you think. It really boils down to just three fundamental pieces. Every single AI agent has a brain. That's the language model doing the thinking. It has tools. Think of these as its hands and eyes for interacting with the world. And it has a playbook. Those are the instructions that tell it what to do. Brain, tools, playbook. That's it. Let's break them down. First up, the brain. This is the large language model, the LLM. It's the core intelligence, right? It's the part that makes decisions, reasons through a problem, and basically acts as the conductor for this whole orchestra of tasks. Next up, we've got the tools. And the hands and eyes analogy is perfect here. I mean, what good is a brain if it's just stuck in a jar, unable to see or do anything? Tools, which are usually APIs, are what let the agent actually do things, like search the web, read files, or even use other software. And finally, the third piece, the playbook. And let me tell you, this part is so important. You can have the smartest brain and the best tools on the planet, but without a clear playbook, the agent has no idea how to actually achieve its goal. This is where you define its strategy, its personality, its rules. So how do we put all these pieces together? Let's move on to assembling the agent. And hey, don't worry, we're not going to get lost in a bunch of code here. This is all about the high-level strategy, the logic behind it all. So how do you pick the right brain for the job? Well, OpenAI suggests this really smart two-step strategy. First, just start with the most powerful model you can get your hands on, something like GPT-4. Use it to get a working version up and running. Then, once you know the logic works, you can start to optimize. You can swap in smaller, faster, cheaper models for the easier subtasks. And what about the tools? This is where things get really cool. OpenAI gives you some seriously powerful ones right out of the gate. The web search tool lets your agent know what's happening right now. The file search tool lets it become an expert on your documents. And get this, the computer use tool literally lets it control a web browser. This is how the agent breaks out of its little box and starts interacting with the rest of the digital world. Now, let's talk about that playbook again. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this quote from the guide. Make instructions unambiguous and robust, 2 surprises. See, an agent takes your instructions literally. Any gray area, any ambiguity, that's where things go wrong. For instance, telling a customer support agent to just be helpful, that's totally useless. A good playbook is super specific. It gives step-by-step instructions. It says, if a customer asks for a refund, do this. If they have a technical problem, do that. It's all about specificity. All right, let's level up. It's time to go beyond a single agent. We're not just building a solo player anymore. We're building a whole team. Because this is the question you're going to run into, right? You've built one awesome agent, but the problem you're trying to solve is just too big, or it needs a bunch of different specialists. So what do you do then? Well, you build a team. And there are 2 main ways to set it up. First, you've got the manager-agent pattern. This is like a classic company structure. You have one manager agent breaking down the big problem and handing off smaller tasks to specialist agents. Then there's the decentralized pattern. This is more like a relay race, where agents just hand off the tasks directly to whoever is next in the workflow. Okay, moving on to a topic that is just non-negotiable, building with guardrails. This is all about making sure your agent is safe, responsible, and predictable. So why is this so critical? Well, think about it. An independent agent that can take actions needs to have clear boundaries. Guardrails are those boundaries. Without them, a well-meaning agent could accidentally leak a customer's private data, or a support bot could say something that completely wrecks your brand's reputation. Guardrails make sure the agent does exactly what you want it to do, and nothing else. And that brings us to our last section, your call to action. This is about switching gears and adopting the builder's mindset. The advice from OpenAI here is so simple and so powerful. Don't try to build some giant, all-knowing agent from the start. Just ship small. Build something tiny that does one thing well. Then iterate fast. See what works, see what doesn't, and adjust. And finally, when you find something that clicks, that's when you scale what works. I really want to end with this quote from the guide because it just perfectly captures this moment in time. Founders who move now won't just build agents, they'll build leverage. This isn't just about making another piece of software. It's about creating a system that can amplify everything you do. The blueprint is right here. The question is, what are you going to build with it?